Human beings are emotional creatures by nature. Our emotions are a core part of how we navigate the human experience. They play a profound role in our spiritual evolution and can reveal the inner workings of our being. Emotions are thus inseparable from the process of spiritual ascension, your journey of awakening to who and what you are in divine truth, a multidimensional, eternal being of infinite potential. In this video, we're going to explore the top 8 emotional symptoms of spiritual ascension, as well as steps that you can take to balance your emotional well-being with love. My name is Sarah Hall, and I channel the angels. Angels are divine beings of absolute love and are here to guide humanity on our path of spiritual ascension into the higher consciousness of love. Just a quick reminder, if you want to work with me and your angels on your ascension path, then you can click the link in the description below to learn more about my Angelic Ascension coaching program. Now, in order to understand the emotional symptoms of ascension, it's important to understand what is happening to your consciousness as you progress through the ascension process. During ascension, we're basically incorporating a higher spectrum of consciousness into our everyday earthly awareness. This higher spectrum of consciousness is characterized by the incredible wisdom, intelligence, and power of love. According to the angels, the highest consciousness in the universe is pure love. That which we call love, in fact, is the force that gave way to consciousness in the first place. So the greater the love, the greater the intelligence and awareness. You are already a being of pure love and divine intelligence. In fact, the highest spiritual aspect of you, known as your higher self, rests in eternal unity and harmony with the highest divine creator mind, the divine mind of the all in which the whole universe is contained. Ascension is the process by which you realize or awaken to these higher partials of you within this earthly timeline. So basically, your regular, everyday, earthly lower self, the part of you that you identify with your name, your story, and human journey, is expanding its consciousness so that you can ground the intelligence and power of love into the earthly here and now. This expansion of consciousness is quite an emotional journey. You see, your emotional side is the part of you that is giving you deep feedback on all of the energy and information that you're constantly picking up from the physical, mental, and spiritual planes of being. Emotions, therefore, can hold wise and intelligent feedback for you regarding your alignment with harmony and well-being. That feedback, when explored and unpacked fully, can reveal the inner workings of your human journey at all planes of being. Body, mind, and spirit. Now, since ascension is a process of transformation, your emotions will naturally give you profound feedback on the transformations that you are undergoing on the ascension path. Let's unpack the top 8 emotional symptoms of ascension so that you can start to evaluate the emotional feedback that you may be receiving as you transform and ascend. Number 1, heightened sensitivity. As you undergo ascension, you're constantly integrating new waves of vibrating energy and consciousness. As that energy expands your awareness, you'll find that you're essentially becoming more aware than you were before. As this happens, you become more aware of what does and does not serve you. This boils down to increased emotional sensitivity. You may feel emotionally intolerant to energies that are incompatible with the new, expanding, love-based you that you are becoming. Simultaneously, you'll become super in tune with energies that do serve the ascending you. This heightened sensitivity to the world around you can lead to feelings of being emotionally overwhelmed. As your awareness expands and grows, you're basically processing new information about the world and therefore forming new emotional relationships with different aspects of reality. In a way, it's like being a kid all over again. The sensory world in many ways feels new to you and can easily overwhelm you, leading to strong emotional reactivity. This can translate to feeling weepy or crying for no seemingly good reason, feeling more easily irritable than before, or feeling more anxious and overstimulated. Know that this is totally normal and also temporary. The more you integrate and get used to your new expanded consciousness, the more at ease you begin to feel with your awareness. Number 2, hypervigilance. The consciousness expansion associated with ascension can make you more sensitive to the emotional energy in and around you. This increased sensitivity can make you hypervigilant to the emotional atmosphere created by the people around you. You may find yourself sensing or reading the emotional fluctuations of others, gauging where and how to harmonize with that energy or retreat from it in order to balance your own sensitive, transforming conscious state. This hypervigilance or hyperfocus upon the emotional energy of others is especially common in those who have experienced painful relationships with emotionally unpredictable people or emotional abuse in their past. Basically, your heightened emotional awareness can trigger past emotional pain, putting you in a hypervigilant state. This usually triggers a deep healing and purging cycle in which you can reprogram fear-based hypervigilance to create internal feelings of deeper emotional safety and well-being. This leads us right into number 3, anxiety. If you watched my video on the stages of ascension here, you'll recall that ascension occurs in cyclical stages and that healing is one of the main stages of ascension. Here's what happens in the healing stage of ascension. As our consciousness expands with greater awareness, incorporating higher vibrating energy and intelligence, that energy naturally cleanses that within us which does not serve our ability to anchor into the higher consciousness of love. In other words, limiting, fear-based, or blocking energies are pushed to the surface so that we may detox from them and make room for the higher resonating energies of love. This can result in emotional anxiety. We talked about the physical component of this symptom in my video on the top physical symptoms of ascension here. Basically, your physical body's nervous system purges out any negative energies it stored for you in the past. This can lead to both physical and emotional anxiety or nervousness. Here's what's happening at the emotional level of your being. The emotional memories and imprints left over from past pain, fear, or dysfunction are swept up from the deeper layers of your subconscious mind and purged out at the surface level of your awareness. This may equate to reprocessing old painful emotions in the form of current anxiety that might show up in your waking life or in your dreams, resulting in nightmares. This anxiety is a healing wake-up call. It is your invitation to expand your awareness and understanding of the pain of the past and form a new relationship with that past pain so that you may heal yourself of dysfunction or limitation and open up all aspects of you to love's nurturing, wise intelligence. This symptom is closely linked to the next one. Emotional symptom number 4 is grief or depression. As your whole system, body, mind, and spirit, purges out old energies and cellular memories, you may become highly aware of any systemic fear that you've learned to associate with what it means to be human. This awareness is part of a very deep phase of healing. We become aware of our greatest pain or fear in a process that is essentially helping us to rewrite our emotional and mental programming. Remember, ascension is a process of consciousness expansion that reconnects us to who and what we are in divine truth. This means that false beliefs must break down in order for us to transform and heal. That breakdown of what is false, limiting, and fear-based can feel like a mental breakdown, a low period of depression, a dark night of the soul, or a phase of grief. This grieving phase, in truth, can actually be quite healthy. You are grieving because you are reprocessing past suffering in a new way from the vantage point of higher spiritual awareness. As such, you're receiving an opportunity to form new and healthy mental and emotional relationships with past suffering. This is your opportunity to reprogram things like disempowerment, disconnection, regret, or resentment with empowerment, connection, forgiveness, and freedom. It's okay to give yourself permission to grieve or feel sad or heavy. Love and care for yourself as you purge and reprocess the old so that you can prepare for the new. Number 5, emotional exhaustion. Ascension is a journey in which we process so many changes, and many of those changes involve deep emotions. It only makes sense that this can sometimes lead to emotional exhaustion. Emotional exhaustion can feel like a lack of energy or motivation, irritability, irrational anger or sadness, apathy, absent-mindedness, or an overall desire to retreat from the world. This symptom is a sign that deep rest, healing, and reset is needed. It's only temporary and is alleviated when you give yourself the time and space needed to rest and process whatever emotional shifts you are undergoing. Number 6, empathy. So far, we've discussed a handful of emotional ascension symptoms that are seemingly negative, but it's important to know that not all ascension symptoms are negative. Ascension brings us many positive side effects too, and empathy is one of them. Remember, ascension is a process of awakening to the higher consciousness of love, thereby helping you to step into who and what you are in divine truth. That higher consciousness is characterized by empathy. As you grow on your ascension path, you'll experience many lessons and personal shifts that help you to see the world not only from your eyes, but also from the perspectives of others. Love is a unifying intelligence, a consciousness that sees the truth that we are all one. As your empathy increases, you'll find beautiful opportunities to deepen your connections with others and experience your oneness with all. Number 7, emotional highs. Just as the ascension process might bring some temporary emotional lows, it can also bring emotional highs. As we connect with the higher vibrating spectrum of love's consciousness, we can experience great joy. Joy is one of love's most natural expressions. So the more you expand into love, the greater your capacity for joy. Also, remember that the ascension process is healing. While healing can often be uncomfortable or challenging, it can also be incredibly freeing and uplifting. After each storm, the sun always comes back out again, and so after a big healing release, you can expect to feel moments of beautiful inspiration, bliss, energy, and love. Number 8, hope. As your perspective expands towards the heights of love's wisdom, you'll naturally find yourself filled with hope. Hope is the natural emotional mindset of love. It is love's deep knowingness that all of reality is united within one great harmonious tapestry of miracles. Love instills us with the instinctual, spiritual memory that the purpose of humanity is for us to thrive. Hope is part of ascension because through ascension we remember that we are pieces of God. By awakening to love, we awaken God within and express our divine nature. What could be more hope-inspiring than the knowledge that our destiny is peaceful, loving union and the empowerment to co-create with love's infinite potential for miracles? That is what your soul volunteered for in choosing to be among those who undergo ascension in this special time. Now that we have explored some of the common emotional symptoms of ascension, I'm going to give you 3 powerful healing tips for alleviating the challenging symptoms so that you can see your way into the hope, love, and peace of ascension. Tip number 1 is learn from your emotions. Your emotions are full of important information and feedback on your alignment with personal harmony and well-being at the levels of body, mind, and spirit. When big emotions arise, take this as an opportunity to learn about yourself. I like to do this by taking a moment to tune into my heart. Start by breathing deeply to balance and center yourself. And you may place your hand over your heart to offer loving support and calming energy to your heart, which is, of course, your emotional center. Then ask your heart loving, curious, and kind questions. For example, you can ask your heart, why am I feeling this way? Where are these emotions coming from? What do I need in order to balance my emotional state? Your heart holds all the answers you seek, so listen lovingly and compassionately to the feedback your heart gives you. This will help you through the healing stages of ascension by giving you important feedback on what needs greater love, support, attention, or change in your life. This will also help you to develop deeper trust and love in your relationship with yourself. Love and trust are fed on communication and understanding. So the more you communicate with your heart, the more fully you'll feel understood and loved by yourself. Learning from your emotions is a great way to balance your emotional sensitivity by learning what changes you need to make in order to best support your ascending self. It will also help to soothe anxiety and offer yourself love through any periods of depression or grief that may arise. Tip number 2 is focus on emotional healing. Again, your emotions are a wellspring of important information. When you focus on self-healing, based on what you learn about yourself from your emotions, you can make empowering, uplifting personal changes. According to the angels, forgiveness is one of the golden master keys to all healing. So as you learn about your emotions, it can be helpful to ask the question, what or whom do I need to forgive in order to transform this? Forgiveness is a journey, and one that isn't always completed simply by mentally declaring your forgiveness. Once you set the intention to forgive, you're setting a cycle of deep healing into motion, in which your angels and higher self can guide you to authentically release any emotional toxins or blockages that ever worked to limit the flow of love in your life. The other master key to healing is self-love. The goal of all healing is quite simple. Reestablish love where it has been shut out in the past. We can achieve this by delving deep into the shadow or unconscious aspects of the mind and heart, and by offering love's light, understanding, kindness, and compassionate acceptance to all pieces of ourselves that need it. Remember, what we call love is God. It is pure divine essence. So when you spread love, you awaken divine presence, power, and intelligence within. This love-based self-healing work is a big part of what we do in my Angelic Ascension program. So if you're feeling the call, go ahead and click the link I left for you in the description below to learn more. Tip number 3 is rest and retreat. Ascension involves massive growth and change. Growth requires rest so that we can integrate it. Think of little children. They're going through massive physical, emotional, and mental growth every day and need a lot of rest in order to integrate it, including long nights of sleep and naps. Treat yourself lovingly as you would a growing child. Give yourself rest and retreat when you're feeling emotionally sensitive, exhausted, or anxious. Rest is actually very productive for ascension, because during rest, the deeper levels of your being will be given the space and time they need to complete big shifts. Remember, there are many forms of rest beyond increasing your sleep time. Retreating from overstimulating environments by spending quiet time alone is another important way for you to give yourself the space and time you need to integrate ascension. Tune into your heart and ask it what it needs in order for you to be completely rested and rejuvenated throughout the stages of ascension. If you'd like to receive some help with this from your angels, then you can do my Ascension integration meditation here. Thank you so much for watching this video, and of course for liking, commenting, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell below. It is my honor to be connected with you on your ascension path. Remember, if you're feeling called to receive support and a powerful catalyst on your ascension journey, then you can learn more about my Angelic Ascension program via the link in the description. All of my love and gratitude goes with you, and know until next time that you are so loved and so very blessed. Bye!